Mercedes just put more horsepower in a six-cylinder engine than their old V8 ever had. Same badge, fewer cylinders, more power. And that's not even the most interesting part. This is the AMG E53 Hybrid. If you're thinking about buying one, you need to know exactly what's inside it, the parts that are genuinely impressive, and the parts Mercedes is hoping you won't look at too closely. Let's get into it. The engine. 3.0-liter straight-six turbo. Start with the engine. This is where the story begins. The old E63 S, the one with the big V8, made 612 horsepower, 8 cylinders, the top AMG E-Class, the one people talked about. This is the E53. 6 cylinders, and with the right option pack, it also makes 612 horsepower. Wait, what? 6 cylinders matching a V8. How? Here's the mechanism. The 3.0-liter Inline-Six, twin-scroll turbocharged, produces 450 horsepower on its own. That's already a strong engine. But this isn't just an engine. It's a hybrid system. The electric motor bolted directly through the gearbox adds another 135 horsepower. That brings the base figure to 585. Add the AMG Dynamic Plus package, and in race start mode, you hit 612. Same number as the old V8. 2 fewer cylinders. No replacement for displacement? Mercedes just made one. The inline-six format matters beyond the power figure too. Straight-six engines have perfect primary and secondary balance. Smoother than a V6. More refined than most V8s at idle. BMW figured this out decades ago. Mercedes came back to it. On this engine, it is very hard to argue with the result. If this is already making you rethink something, hit subscribe. The hybrid, 21 kilowatt-hour battery. The word hybrid on a performance car usually means one thing: a small buffer battery, a few kilowatt hours, there for boost and emissions numbers, not for actual driving on electric power. This is not that. The E53 carries a 21 kilowatt-hour net battery. That is a real plug-in hybrid battery. Real-world electric range sits at approximately 60 miles, not the official figure, the actual number you get on the road. 60 miles of pure electric driving, in a 612 horsepower AMG saloon. Now compare that directly to the BMW M5 Hybrid, the car most buyers in this price range are also looking at. The M5 does 40 miles of electric range, the E53 does 60. That's 50% more range in the AMG. But the bigger number is charging. The M5 tops out at around 11 kilowatts of AC charging, no DC fast charging option at all. The E53? Optional 60 kilowatt DC fast charging, 10 to 80% in 20 minutes. That is more than 5 times faster than the M5. 5 times. If you're buying a plug-in hybrid performance car and you actually intend to charge it, and you should, because that's the only way the economy figures make any sense. The E53 doesn't just beat the M5 here. It's in a completely different category. Drivetrain, AWD with RWD Soul. Wall-wheel drive, 9-speed AMG speed shift transmission, rear axle steering standard on every single model. The rear axle steering turns opposite the front wheels below 60 miles per hour, up to 2.5 degrees. It makes a 4.95-meter saloon feel smaller at low speed. Better parking, better agility, real benefit in a car this size. The all-wheel drive system can send close to 100% of available power to the rear wheels. That's not a mode you activate. That's the architecture. The car can behave like a traditional rear-wheel drive AMG when the road allows it. Now, and this matters for anyone writing a check, the rear limited slip differential is not standard. It comes with the Pro Performance package, 7,500 pounds as an optional extra. That pack also unlocks the full 612 horsepower, adds dynamic engine mounts, and upgrades the brakes to high-performance compound spec. If you buy this car without that package, you're buying the engine and leaving the chassis on the table. That's the honest answer. What Mercedes doesn't want you to look at. Now, the parts Mercedes is hoping you walk straight past. The exhausts. 4 aggressive outlets at the rear. The ones that make the bumper look serious, wide, quad-tipped, very AMG. They're decorative. The actual exhaust pipes are hidden further inside the bumper. What you're looking at is design, not function. What? The side vents on the front bumper. Some are real, actual airflow, actual cooling. But the side breathers along the front quarter panel? Not vents. Surface styling. A car starting at 92,000 pounds. Fake exhausts. Cosmetic vents. This is not a new AMG problem. But a buyer should know exactly what they're paying for visually versus what actually works underneath. Now the more significant catch. The boot. A standard E-Class has 540 liters of boot space. The E53, 370 liters. That is 170 liters gone. Here's exactly why. Mercedes designed the E-Class chassis purely for combustion engines. No underfloor battery space was built into the structure, unlike the BMW M5, which shares its platform with the fully electric i5 and was engineered from day one to carry large battery packs between the axles. In the E53, the only place the 21 kilowatt-hour battery can physically go is under the boot floor. It goes there, and it takes 170 liters with it. That is not a design choice. That is a platform constraint. It matters if this is your daily driver and you carry things. The weight connects to the same issue. 2,315 kilograms. That is heavy. Not heavier than the M5. The M5 is actually heavier, but you feel it in corners. You feel it in the way the car talks back through the wheel, compared to a lighter, older AMG. These are not deal breakers, but they are the real car underneath the spec sheet. Both sides. Before you sign anything, you're still here. That already puts you ahead of most drivers with twice your mileage. Subscribe. What the numbers actually say. Mercedes claims 0 to 60 in 3.8 seconds with the Dynamic Plus pack and launch control active. Real-world test result, 3.7 seconds. It beat its own claim. Braking from 60 miles per hour, 33 meters, on a 2,315 kilogram car. That is a strong number. The weight doesn't show up there. One hard stop, the brakes handle it. The fuel economy claim is 314 miles per gallon. Official WLTP figure. Real-world average in mixed driving on a depleted battery sits closer to 20 miles per gallon. The claim isn't technically wrong. The way it's used is, charge the car regularly, and the economy becomes genuinely impressive. Don't charge it, and you're driving a very heavy 6-cylinder saloon on petrol only. The efficiency disappears entirely. This is the single most important thing a buyer needs to understand about this car. It is efficient or it is heavy, depending entirely on how you use the charging system. The car doesn't decide that, you do. So, should you buy the Mercedes-AMG E53 Hybrid? Here's the honest answer. Charge it regularly. Add the Pro Performance package. Understand what the platform constraints actually mean for your boot. Do those three things and yes, the engineering underneath is genuinely impressive. The electric range beats the M5. The charging speed beats the M5. The performance numbers beat Mercedes' own claim. But if you're buying it for the quad exhausts and the aggressive rear bumper, some of that is a costume. Know what's real before you write the check. Drop in the comments, would you add the Pro Performance pack or keep the 7,500 pounds? That is genuinely the most important spec decision on this entire car. We read every single one. And if you want to know which AMG parts you should never buy cheap on this engine, timing chain kits, water pumps, the hybrid system components, that video is coming next. Subscribe so you don't miss it. New video every 3 days. Peace out.